Hi everyone, Tom Kreager with the Tennessean. Welcome to the Bootleg. Michael, it's championship time!
It's time, folks. Jeez.
Biggest week of the year. I love it.
He's always excited.
Oh,
man.
I'm hyper today. I'm all into today, folks. I might have even broke the recorder. I don't know. It's championship week, Blue Cross Bowl week. Started, of course, Sunday with Mr. Football, and it's going to be a busy, busy week for all of us. 9 games, 3 days. Rain.
Cold rain, too. The worst kind.
Lightning.
Yeah. Why'd you say that?
Umbrella, bring your umbrella.
Yeah, for sure.
Bad thing is, if it is lightning, they will not be playing. So
yes.
We will be on delays. So, folks, let's hope if it's raining, it's just rain, no lightning.
Yep.
Mr. Football, Sunday night at Nissan Stadium. It's held there. The Tennessee Titans are the sponsor of the Mr. Football Awards.
Yep.
Saw some history.
Yeah, a little bit.
Eric Gray.
Couple pieces of history. Yeah, Eric Gray, first time ever, 3-time Mr. Football recipient. Mm-hmm. Well deserved, though, I would say. I don't think there were any arguments.
I was talking to our Jackson sports writer, Joe Spears, and he came from the Indianapolis Star, where in Indiana, Mr. Football is a senior-only award.
Interesting.
Now, they also only give one award, and we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I don't like that it has to be a senior.
I don't either. I mean,
Eric Gray's been the best running back in that class for 3 years.
Yeah, and he may be the best player, period, in the state. I mean, he's had a great career there.
If the Kreager method were in effect, there's a chance he might have been the guy.
Yeah,
but again,
we'll talk about that in a couple minutes. Little tease there. Greenville's Cade Ballard won his 2nd straight. You've seen him in person.
Another well-deserved one.
He's legit.
He's legit.
What's he doing throwing an interception?
I saw him throw his first interception.
Who picked it off, do you know?
I wish you wouldn't have asked me that. Probably Mikael Smith. Okay. If I'm going by the numbers, but I don't know for sure.
History in Cane Ridge. Devon Starling, first ever Mr. Football in Class 6A there for them. 2nd straight year that there's been a area kid. Savion Davis last year. I can't remember 3 years ago if it was, but I don't think it was.
No, it was 2 years ago. It was Savion. Who won it 3 years ago?
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, I shouldn't have probably.
That was when it was double. That was when it was a lineman in the back. So that's the way history now.
Yeah. And, of course, the other local winner, Oakland's Garrett Taylor, Mr. Football Kicker of the year.
Yep. I think it was his punting that got him that award. He was averaging over 40 yards a punt.
He had a 75-yard punt, folks.
Yeah.
75-yard punt.
Kicking numbers were good.
Legit. I mean, we're not talking it rolled 35 yards. We're talking it was in the air for just about all that.
The punting numbers are what were phenomenal for Mr. Taylor.
So they named 9 Mr. Footballs, one for
kicker.
each class, and they named a kicker. Mm-hmm. There's been some conversations on Twitter, Facebook. Yours truly may be kind of leading some of those discussions. But there's been a lot of people commenting on the fact that there wasn't a single lineman win Mr. Football this year. Last year was the first year they went to the current format where they give 1 award per class. Before that, when we only had 8 classes, only 8 classes, we had a lineman and a back, and you had 1 overall kicker. Now let's be honest. A lineman a lot of times was a linebacker.
Jacob Phillips was a lineman. Terrell Dodson was a lineman.
Yeah, so it's not like when they call it the line award. They call it Mr. Football Line Award. Linebacker, I guess, is how they figured that up. Yep. Of course, the word back is in linebacker.
I always struggled with that.
Yeah. So they've gone to this change. Last year you had Cade Mays, offensive lineman, and you had Bill Norton, a defensive lineman, win it.
And Norton was a finalist.
Got
beat out by
So the question has been asked, is it time to bring it back to honor a lineman? Now, folks, that means there would be 18 Mr. Football winners plus a Mr. Football kicker winner. 19 players. Now, some people are like, the argument is, well, it's the state that has decided to play 9 champions.
Yeah.
But still, 19. Yeah. Whereas Alabama, Florida, Texas, Ohio, 4 states that are really good in high school football, correct?
Yeah.
they have all figured out how to give one Mr. Football. Not one per class, one Mr. Football.
Well, let's hear about it. But first, I'm going to say this on the whole lineman thing.
Okay.
I'm a skinny guy. I grew up not playing line ever in one snap of football. And all I heard from those linemen is about how selfless they were, about how they work really hard and never get any of the glory. Mm-hmm. And that's true. Those are both true things. Mm-hmm. But now, I'm getting talk out of both sides of these linemen's mouth. Mm-hmm. You're either the unsung hero, and I do agree it is kind of a travesty that there wasn't one, but I think the outcry I've heard is unlineman-like. They're supposed to be the quiet, behind-the-scenes, but that's my 2 cents.
I've always been a big-boned kind of guy.
I know you have.
Well, you do? You know me that?
I've seen pictures.
I've
seen college day photos. You were always bigger than me, we'll say that.
Okay.
We'll say that.
Bigger than me. All right. I told you guys this would be a classic, great bootleg. We only got one more left, so we're having fun.
I'm going to have some linemen coming at me.
So here's my argument, and I see your point. Mm-hmm. But also, you got to recognize they are a crucial part of the game. And here's the argument is you're going to name a kicker of the year. A kicker.
You got me there.
A kicker. All right? And guys, Garrett Taylor is a heck of a punter.
Kickers are football players, but barely.
No, they are players. They are players. But here's the thing with Garrett Taylor. He did not think he was going to win because they don't punt it very much at Oakland High School because they don't get fourth down very much until the playoffs. And it's a regular season award.
Yep.
They haven't kicked many field goals because they score touchdowns at Oakland High School.
He had good kicking numbers, but they weren't great. They weren't great.
Now I will say that. I will say this. He has made the panel look like brilliant.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have I didn't think he had an awesome regular season, but postseason, his punts have been phenomenal. So he definitely was deserving.
The panel was
But if you're going to name a kicker who may go out if he scored 35 points a game, 5 times out for a kick, maybe a punt 3 or 4 times, you might get on the field 10 times. Mm. Maybe a few more for kickoff, so maybe 15. You might be on there for 15 snaps a game, probably at the most. So you're going to name him the player of the year, but you're not giving one lineman guaranteed an award. So here's the theory. I've had one person throw out the idea of let's do it like kicker. Let's have an award of the overall lineman of the year. You'd have 5 nominees, whatever. Bring it down to 3, and just name one overall lineman of the year. That's one.
I'll tell you, I don't like that idea, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
What if there's 2 awesome linemen that deserve to win? Are you saying there needs to be an overall lineman of the year, and then?
Well, I'm just saying that's one theory. Is that way? That way, one lineman. That way, you have a lineman guaranteed to win something.
Yeah, but let's not cap it at 1, because there's years where.
Yeah. Well, here's the Kreager theory. This is picked up from my good friend Chris Thomas, who's now in Detroit, and I'm pretty sure this is close to what Alabama does. Here's my theory, and some people have liked it. Probably some people won't like it because it does eliminate some Mr. Footballs, a lot of them. Why don't they come up with an idea? Let's have for each class, all 9 classes, have a back of the year and a lineman of the year. Just call him, he's the 1A back of the year and the 1A lineman of the year. Don't call him Mr. Football. Let's just call him back of the year, lineman of the year. Bring all 9 of those winners. All 9 of those are your finalists for Mr. Football. Bring them all, have a big celebration, have all 9 of them come up, read all their accolades, and you crown Mr. Football. And you have 1 football back, 1 football lineman. You have 2 awards, and then you have your kicker as well.
A question with the kicker: would you hypothetically have 9 final? You keep that
kicker the way it is.
Okay.
I don't know if you need to be fighting.
I don't know if I can name 9.
I don't know if you can find kicker of the year in each class.
I don't think.
And think about if you had 5 semifinalists. You think you can find 5 really good kickers in 1A?
Now I definitely
or 2A or 3A, even 6A. Can you find 5 really, really good ones?
I could find 5 good ones. Probably.
I don't know if you can do that in every class. All right, let's be honest. So that's one way that I like that puts some honor in Mr. Football needs to mean a lot more.
I think so, too. The whole Mr. Football has been lost when you line up 9 guys.
Yeah, Mr. Footballs.
That's the football men, is what it should be
Yeah.
called.
Yes. So anyway, that's my theory. Or you just go out and, you get a Mr. Football, and you get a Mr. Football, and you get a Mr. Football. Hey, you get a Mr. Football, too.
Here's the deal.
That's one way we can do it.
I like your method better.
But I think 18, 19 are just too many.
I like your method better. I think there's a better chance they go back to the old way, though, just because it's less change. This is more drastic.
Yeah. But I have had some support among coaches. I think some people like that idea. I think because a lot of people are. There's also a push to maybe reduce classes in a couple of years.
You need to get at the administrators.
I know, and athletic directors and stuff. So that's our theory on that. So now that's our big soapbox. We're off. It's championship week. It's time to start talk some games. Thursday. Of course, Thursdays 2A, 4A, 6A. Fridays Division 2A, AA, and AAA. And then Saturday 1A, 3A, 5A. If you're confused, we're all confused,
we'll
folks.
Have it on the line.
It's the rotation system that we're doing. It's a mess. So Thursday, 11 a.m., Trousdale County kicks off with Peabody on Thursday, 11 a.m. in the 2A, the Bluecross 2A Bowl. What do you think?
I think Peabody's probably the favorite on paper, but I don't think Trousdale County has any problem with that. This is a team that's they've been underdogs throughout the postseason. The last 3 weeks, they beat Tyner, Watertown, Meigs County. Those 3 teams finished the regular season 1, 2, 3, and 2A, so they're no stranger to upsets. Trousdale is sneaky good. The defense has been solid throughout. The offense took a little bit of hit early when Kevont Baines was out, but I think that the defense is what's going to put them over the top in this game. I like Trousdale 24-21.
I like Trousdale too. I think there's a lot of rich history with Trousdale County. They're better than a lot of people have given them credit for. Like you said, they're unranked.
I think we're 2 of those people.
I don't vote for the AP, so I'm not gonna. I don't mess with those guys. Trousdale 21, Peabody 14 in what could be a very good game to open up the weekend. 4A, with the rain, it might become a boat race.
Could.
Greenville, defending state champion, they're going for their 30th straight win. They play Haywood at 3 p.m. in the Class 4A Bluecross Bowl.
Peabody's one of those streaky teams. They're streaking.
Haywood,
excuse me. Haywood is one of those streaking teams in the right direction right now. They started 2-4, lost to some really good teams. They've won 8 in a row. Unfortunately for the Tomcats, they're going up against an even hotter team. I mean, Greenville, I saw them last week at Maplewood. Aside from Ballard's interception in the second half when the game was well in hand, it was close to perfect. I think Greenville gets win number 30. I like them big, 42-20.
I like them even bigger.
Okay.
I like Cade Ballard. You know that. They are deceptively. I mean, I think a lot of people in our Super 25 poll have maybe thought they weren't as good as they maybe are.
I still got them at 10.
Greenville 49, Haywood 14. It could be a mercy rule. And here's the thing you got to look at, kids.
I think you're sleeping on Haywood a little bit.
Now here's the thing you got to, and I'm going to look up some numbers. If you look over the last couple of years, there's not been a lot of really great competitive games. There's been a lot of blowouts. And if you remember last year, this game was a blowout with that.
Yeah.
I think I think the West is a little bit better this year, but I think the East in 4A is really strong. You had Anderson County this year. You had a really good Elizabeth in there. I think the East was pretty strong in 4A. Maplewood was there. I think 4A was just a lot stronger than the West this year.
I agree with you there, but I will say this. If you swap schedules between the two teams, I think either Haywood's undefeated or Greenville has a loss or two. Look at these losses they had. Henry County in the 5A Blue Cross Bowl. Briarcrest, Division II AAA. Didn't have a greatest season, but great talent.
7-3, 8-3.
That's a good team. They'll give Greenville a look if they played. Dyersburg lost one game, which was last week. MUS, Division II AAA champions. That's their 4 losses this year.
Okay.
I mean, there's not a bad one in the bunch, and I got to think one of those 4 teams gives Greenville a look. So I'm not.
MUS would have been a really good game.
I'm not saying Haywood beats them, but I don't think this guy's giving them enough credit.
We differ by 22 points. Or you get 22, I get 35. We differ by 2 scores. 6A game. DeHaven versus Oakland. Whitehaven from Memphis comes back up the plateau, comes to Cookeville there. Whitehaven, Oakland, rematch of 2 years ago. What's your thoughts?
I think Oakland needs to win it this year. I think Cecil Joyce wrote a column, and he said, it's not now or never. Mm-hmm. It's not that, but I think they just really need this from a program standpoint.
Rutherford County needs this.
I think they're the best team.
Remember when you used to say Rutherford County was the SEC of high school football?
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
That's a long time ago, folks.
I think we started out the season saying Oakland was the best team. Mm-hmm. They lost to Maryville. Mm-hmm. They dipped in the rankings. Mm-hmm. I think right now, though, they're probably the best team.
They're number one team in the Super 25 poll
After
right now.
last week, 38-0 over Maryville. Maryville doesn't get beat that bad.
They didn't have T. Hodge, and that was a big dimension of what their offense was.
38 points, though. I really like this Oakland team. I'm going 24-17. I always seem to pick it wrong, though, when Oakland's involved, though. So.
Kevin Creasy, I hope didn't hear that. One thing you got to remember, okay? Little history lesson, folks. Started at the D&J in 2009, first year of 6A. Saw many trips to the semifinals, saw one team get to the finals. Never saw a team from Rutherford County win a state championship in my tenure there. I came here in 2016, so 09 to 15. Not a single gold ball was raised. Before 2009, folks, look back at the history books. Rutherford County picked up gold balls left and right in football. It's called the Kreager curse. That curse then came to Nashville with me. Been here, this is the third year. I've not seen a Davidson or a Nashville area team win a state title since I walked in the door here in 2016. The only winners have been in Division II when two of our local teams played each other. That's a little history lesson. Remember that as the games play out.
I'm so astounded by how many knees
That's why
and eyes
Whitehaven will win 20-17. Rodney Salisbury, I told him this Sunday. I was picking them. Whitehaven 20-17.
Okay. Tell them why maybe you made that pick.
Because we'll get to that in a second.
All right.
No, I picked that before that.
I know.
There's another game I changed. In Friday, 11 a.m., Division II Single A. They played on Saturday last year. They're up to Friday. Davidson Academy, Friendship Christian. On our picks from our USA Today network, not a single person is picking the underdog of the thing, defending state champs.
We might live to regret that. That's probably of the two games we swept on. I'm definitely feeling a little more worrisome about this one. Friendship, defending champions. Remember they won it last year. I think they're probably going to be the underdogs. So I think Davidson and Coach McNeil actually agreed with that. He says they're the underdogs.
Would a head coach say they're the favorite?
I'm trying to. There's a couple that would. They would tell me.
Okay.
They wouldn't say it on the record probably.
Okay.
But the Bears. We've talked all about them. Mr. Football finalist Dewan Hewitt, Stone Norton, averaging 53.5 points a game. I think the Commanders are probably going to be the best defense they've faced all year. If not
big
one of the top, they're really big. I don't know.
Luke Smith, is it? That's what it is?
Luke Smith, Appalachian State commitment.
Likes the cowboy hats too.
Commander wore cowboy hat at Blue Cross Bowl Media Day. Commanders are sneaky good. I'm still going with Davidson Academy. I like the Bears 38, Friendship Christian 28.
I like Davidson Academy. Got a story later this week on their kicker, Lauren Brooks. Be sure you read that. I think that'll probably go out on Friday. Probably be online Wednesday or Thursday. Probably Thursday morning. Davidson Academy 35, Friendship Christian 21. I think they won't. They're not going to surpass that 50-point mark that they've been. But I think they're going to have enough offense. I think this is a game where everyone at Davidson Academy believes they were going to have to play well to win this game.
Yeah.
Division II AA CPA BGA rematch of a regular season game. A lot of talent on this field, and it was to me, and I know Rock thinks they've got a lot of great talent as seniors, and they do, Chico Bennett especially, but seems to be a team that CPA's loaded with some high-end senior talent. BGA's got a lot of junior talent.
They're 1 year away.
Yeah.
Seems like. But they didn't listen to that. They want it to be this year. Two great offenses. I'll say that up top. And then two of the better defenders in Middle Tennessee when you think about it. Kane Patterson at CPA, Chico Bennett at BGA. They're both FBS bound. BGA has probably been one of the most slept-on teams this year. We've talked about that.
We have probably slept on them.
And the reason that is, I believe, is because they're playing behind. They're ranked behind maybe the best team in Middle Tennessee in CPA, other than maybe Oakland.
Where is CPA in your 2?
2.
Wow. So what do you got in this game?
I got CPA. I like them maybe bigger than it'll be. I like them 31-14. That's more lopsided than the regular season game was, but we'll see. I think CPA is playing great right now.
It's going to be a little bit closer, folks. 35-24. I think Kane Patterson is focused, laser focused on finishing his high school football career with a win. Both teams had 2 weeks to prepare. We'll see what kind of wrinkles they throw in there. It's going to be on turf, so you're not going to play in the swamp at CPA. 35-24, I think CPA gets it done over BGA. But I think if BGA wins, it'll be their first state title in 15 years.
Yep.
Division II AAA, and I have changed my original pick, folks. But Brentwood Academy going for state title number 4 in a row. Of course, 2 of those were in Division II AA before they added that. 3 of them were in Division.
No, 2 were
in Division II AA before they added that third class. And last year they won the AAA one. All 3 state titles have been against NBA, but now they get MUS.
A little variety this year, less red and more blue. The Owls, the Owls are the first Nashville area team to make it to the state championships in 2013 in this class. I'm sorry, that was a very wordy way of saying that, but this has been a Middle Tennessee dominated league for the past 5-6 seasons. So yeah, MUS they're good. Cody White's told me that. Everyone who's talked about MUS knows they're good.
They've got the best player in the league.
You don't say it often, but I think Brentwood Academy is not going to be the most talented team on the field in Cookeville. I think what I like about them is they're peaking at the right time. They're playing their best game. They're pumped. There's some younger players. They want to make a name for themselves on this team. I think that's what's going to carry them over in a close one. I like Brentwood Academy 28-27.
Folks, I had Brentwood Academy picked in this game, and then someone reminded me. That person would be him. He reminded me I'm 2 games down in the picks. I've got to pass them this week. So of all the games we had different, I think this would be the one of them that I could see flip-flop the other way. This is my way of saying if BA wins, I actually was going to pick them. But if MUS wins, I believed in them all the time. MUS 28, BA, Brentwood Academy 21. Maurice Hampton's best player on the field, and I think that's going to show at times on Friday night.
They're going to have their hands full for sure. They got a really good quarterback. I can't remember his name, but Cody White was telling me that's been the difference in this MUS team this year. He played last year. He just wasn't as well-rounded, wasn't as good getting the ball to his weapons. BA's going to have its hands full for sure.
Saturday, I like this team coming up there for a second straight year. Cornersville comes up to play Whitwell. 11 a.m. I'm going to be honest with you. I have no idea where Whitwell is.
It's Chattanooga area. Not Chattanooga.
But area.
I worked down there, and I remember hearing that a lot.
Is it up, down? Where's it at? East, west, north?
I'm going to take a stab and go west.
Okay.
I don't know.
Whitwell, a team that's loaded with talent.
They're really good.
Beat Greenback in last late second field goal. That comes after they beat South Pittsburgh, I think, in like double overtime.
Yeah, they've had that murderer's row type of deal.
Yeah. So they've made it here. What's your thoughts on this game?
Whitwell has a great offense. They got a 2,000-yard passer, 1,100-yard rusher, and a 900-yard receiver, averaging 40-plus points a game. It's every time somebody plays Cornersville, it seems like it's going to be offense versus defense. Cornersville's given up some points this postseason, but I think they still have the top scoring defense in the state. They're allowing 4.4 a game. I think they're going to get that gold ball after coming up short last year. I like Cornersville 29, Whitwell 27. You
said all the stats I needed to hear about Whitwell. Whitwell 27, Cornersville 20. This is a great game, folks. I hope this is if I'm wrong with any of my picks, I hope this is one of them that I'm wrong with. But again, the Kreager curse has been pretty strong in the last 2 years, so maybe that. Of course, I did pick Trousdale, so maybe Trousdale will break that curse. But Whitwell 27, Cornersville 20. 3A, Alcoa goes for state title number 4 in a row. They host Covington in a rematch.
Yeah, Alcoa, everybody knows who Alcoa is, how strong they've been. One thing I've noticed, they have they're sputtered a little bit offensively in the last few weeks. They scored 24 and 27 in the last two. I can't remember which was which. That's way below their average. But they're not really playing a juggernaut offensively either. And I think this would be somewhat low scoring, and I think Alcoa, Mr. Football winner Walker Russell manufactures enough scores. They get title number, I believe it'll be 17 for them. They would pass Maryville. They go past
Maryville. Trust me, Gary Rankin pays attention. Gary Rankin pays attention to that Maryville game in the semifinals.
Yeah, and
he's probably dancing a little jig.
He gets a little more excited when he knows.
When he saw Kevin Greasy, I think he was real happy to see him. Because that rivalry goes really, really deep.
Yep.
With Alcoa and Maryville, and Alcoa gets it done. They get one up on Maryville. Alcoa 24, Covington 17. Covington, they've surprised me. I mean, they've got some good backs. They've played great all year. I've kind of followed them a little bit, handling a lot of Memphis stuff this year. They've had a great year. But I think Alcoa is just too talented. Yeah. And if you look at who Alcoa has played this year, I mean, having to beat Maryville and all that, I mean, I just think it's too good of an Alcoa team. But they got to open some things up, I think. 5A, last game of the weekend, 7 o'clock start on Saturday. Again, all these games are at Tucker Stadium in Tennessee Tech in Cookeville. Henry County versus Knoxville Central. And if you would have told me before the season or any time during the season that Central would have been in the state championship game.
You had Fulton, you had Oak Ridge, and then you had Catholic was the dark horse, right?
Yeah. And then Central.
And then Central just
and they've had overcome some injuries, and they beat a Central team that's been really good in the playoffs.
Catholic.
Okay.
Yeah,
Catholic. They beat a really good Catholic team who've been really lights out. But this Henry County team, they one loss to Germantown, who only had one loss this year. They're a very defensive minded team. Last time they were here, 2013, they won it. Mm-hmm. I like this Henry County defense. I'm going to tell you right now, I think Henry County is going to win in a low scoring 20-14 game.
I like Henry County. These are two very good balanced offenses. Mm-hmm. That's what I like about this. None of them run it 50 times a game or throw it 50 times a game. So it's going to be kind of more of an old school football game feel. I look at this one as a toss-up, but I'm going to use my homer pick here. I'm going Henry County, 31-24. I think James Counts Jr. gets his first title. Obviously, his father won, I believe, a couple at Henry County in his time there.
Yeah, and and his dad, passed about a year ago, I think. Mm-hmm. So this is kind of his first.
And the son was on the staff for a lot of those.
Yeah,
teams.
A long time. This is James Counts Jr.'s, I think, fifth year. So I think he's when he took fifth year. I think it's fifth year. So it'd be a big emotional win for James if they win this game. Just knowing that this is his first state title without dad. So and first title. Overall, I believe. Yep. So anyway, congrats to everyone making it there. We'll be there, folks. Look for live post-game shows on our sites, on Tennessean.com, and on our Facebook and Twitter. After each game, we're going to be coming to you live with post-game analysis and hopefully bring some people in for interviews. It will be a very long week. Hopefully the rain will pass and it'll be a dry week, but something tells me we're getting wet this week, guys. So come back, join us. Again, we'll come back one more week with one more show. This guy will probably have some jokes, I'm sure, like this week. And we'll see you in Cookeville.